Happy Christmas, beer geeks! It's that beautiful time of crap Christmas parties, using your garden as a beer fridge, drinking some beer as strong as wine, overindulging in mince pies, and whacking people?
Right,
whack
okay.
someone like I'm going to whack some of them.
Okay.
They're going to hurt.
Okay.
They're going to
Merry
scratch.
Christmas.
Here at CBC, we just want to wish our viewers, subscribers, Patreons and pro-Patreons a very Merry Christmas. We hope you enjoyed this year's videos, and we're sorry about this one.
Bradley, 'tis the saison, the most wonderful time of beer. I've been trying to think of clever ways to start this video, but I actually think we have to take this lid off.
I mean, I've been to Fortnum & Mason, Johnny. I pushed the boat up.
This is almost preparation for a video you've done here, Brad.
Yeah. I went to Fortnum & Mason and I bought a reduced box of a medley of 32 mini mince pies.
Wowee.
They're beautiful. Look, they're so fancy, Johnny, that they come with a little wrapper and everything. Oh, hang on, they're a bit squashed. Do you know what, Johnny? It doesn't
in your
matter they're
backpack.
squashed.
They look great.
They're going to be delicious.
They look great. I cannot believe there's more than one kind of mince pie.
I can only spot 4 normal mince pies.
I don't know what this other nonsense is.
There's all sorts.
Speaking of nonsense, I don't know what this nonsense is. Christmas beer is not my favourite style of beer. I mean, it's
No.
not a style of beer, it's more an approach to beer, which
Yeah.
is basically throw spice at it.
Get big and spicy.
Big and spicy. So I've tried to pick I've picked 3 very different beers, and then one that's quite similar to another one. But we're going to start with an IPA.
What?
We're going to start with a Christmas IPA. And also, everybody knows I'm very into seasonal brewing, seasonal
Yes.
beer. A beer that uses an ingredient you pick in, I think, April. But it's a spruce tip IPA from Pohjala.
Spruce tips.
Spruce tips. Now,
Like a Christmas tree, Johnny.
exactly.
That's
Many Christmas
beautiful.
trees are spruces, which is actually why he's called Spruce Willis.
Spruce Willis. Shout out, greatest Christmas film of all time.
I agree. It's definitely a Christmas film, and if you disagree, stop watching.
Hard pouring.
Hard pouring an IPA. So yeah, spruce. This is literally made with the tips of Christmas trees, the spring tips of a Christmas tree,
Just the tips.
and no. I thought we could, given that you brought along 6 kinds of mince pies.
6 kind of mince pies, buddy.
6 kinds of mince pies. We've
Yeah.
got 4 beers. We've got beers in reserve as well if we need them. We could drink a beer, pick out what mince pie would be best with it.
Yeah.
And also talk about the things we've done this year, the things we've loved, the things we've hated. We could fall out in a Christmas tradition maybe at some point.
No.
It's never going to happen. And maybe look forward to next year as well.
That sounds beautiful, Johnny.
Let's get into this beer though.
Can't wait.
Pick our mince pie.
It's definitely
Orange,
pine foresty.
rosemary, yeah. Sprucey. Savoury, but with a hint of orange juice. Bucks Fizz with a bit of champagne. Sorry, orange juice with a bit of champagne. Bucks Fizz.
Looks fizz.
Smells good.
Yeah, man.
That tastes kind of marmalade-y like IPAs did a decade ago. Do you know, I don't know what's going to work there. I don't think anything with icing.
Probably no icing. Bit
Maybe
too
the
rich.
classic. It's kind of orange rindy.
Yeah,
bit sweet
classic
like the
mince.
butter pastry.
I guess
Maybe
it
we
doesn't need to fight against anything. The
No.
classic.
Maybe we go with the classic mince pie. I'm
right, buddy.
assuming this is the classic.
That is the classic.
You never know with Fortnum and
Fortnum
Mason.
Mason, yeah.
Pie cheers.
Hi, cheers. They're really good, aren't they?
You know what I appreciate about that? It's mostly pastry.
Yeah.
Minimal filling, minimal mince. No. So this comes from Pohjala, great dark beer brewer. Also make amazing IPAs. And we actually, when we did our live show with them, we talked about spruce
We did.
and how they go and forage it.
Yeah.
And this is a wonderful beer that does have a lovely rosemary, pine foresty, pine fresh element to it. Have you had a favourite IPA this year?
No.
Oh, right, good, okay.
Great IPA. Well, we went to Germany, Johnny. We went to Geisinger.
No
There's
IPA.
No IPA. Sweden, Omnipollo. We did
Some IPA.
Some IPA, but we didn't drink many IPAs there. Where else did we go? I can't even
Czech
remember.
Republic.
Czech Republic.
No IPA.
Definitely didn't drink any IPA there.
New.
What was your favourite IPA, Johnny?
Do you know what I would say? So do you remember right at the start of this year, we did a live show with Verdant to help them launch their triple putty.
Right, yeah.
Not that beer.
Not triple putty.
On the same show, we tasted their, oh my God, I can't remember the name of the beer, but it had Moto Eka in it.
Yes.
Quite, I'll flash it up.
There's Motueka all over that.
Wowzers, yeah. Jeepers. This is one of my favourite pale ales that we do, I think. Yeah, that's tasting really good.
But it just tasted of lemons and limes. Like, I've never had a Motueka beer so dialed in on that lemon and lime vibe. And even James, the head brewer, was amazed at how good it was tasting.
So it was like a Sprite.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sprite PA.
Yeah, Sprite PA. Sprite PA.
Sprite PA.
There you go. They could have called it that. That. When I think about hoppy beer this year, that's what jumps into my head, and that's made doubly impressive because of the fact that the same day we drank a triple putty.
It doesn't get much better than that, really.
No. So that was my
Fantastic.
favourite IPA. I mean, this is delicious and pretty good with a mince pie. Not the perfect match.
Do you know what would make it better, Johnny?
Go on.
If we were at Pohjala and we were in, I believe they have like steam rooms and like hot tubs and all sorts of stuff.
Have a sauna?
They have a sauna in there, yeah. So if we were whacking each other with birch leaves or whatever it is they do, and then drinking some of this.
Probably spruce tips, like tickles.
Spruce tips. Maybe a scratchy, like a little cat claw.
They're quite
tips.
soft.
Well,
spruce tips are.
Get enough of them.
Right,
whack
okay.
someone like I'm going to whack someone with them.
Okay.
They're going to hurt.
Okay.
They're going
Merry
to scratch.
Christmas. Well, we'll get some spice at some point,
Yeah.
but not with the next beer. This next beer, it's a divisive beer. It's a beer that people don't know whether they love or they hate, but I would say if they actually just sat down and drank it and didn't think about it, they think it was bloody brilliant.
Like James Blunt.
No, not like James Blunt. So I was up in the Midlands earlier this year, and I had a pint of Titanic Plum Porter,
Oh, yeah.
which is a beer that divides, I think, beer geeks, as if, most breweries don't now put fruit additives into their beers. And I didn't know that they actually make a reserve, or in fact, a Grand Reserve version.
Only the best.
Because I think the original is pretty good. It's got a nice bitterness to it, which you don't really expect. Never had this. Actually, apart from this beer, probably the most excited about this one.
Awesome.
Could you do the honours with your beautiful bottle opener?
I can.
So this is, I believe, it's just a delicious, proper porter, proper English porter, with the addition of basically plum syrup, plum juice. Not entirely sure on the technical
Some figgy pudding,
addition and some figgy pudding. Plum has a great Christmas tradition. Before we started drinking turkeys,
Drinking turkeys, yeah.
before we
go on.
started eating turkeys
I'm listening.
and drinking champagne on Christmas Day,
Yes.
we used to have roast beef and plum pudding at Christmas.
That's more for me.
With what? With porter.
Hell yeah.
We are living history right now as we drink this modern craft beer full of plum juice. I mean, come on,
Wow.
smell that.
That does smell amazing.
They haven't scrimped on the plum.
No.
Maybe that's the Grand bit.
Very plummy, Johnny.
So plummy.
Plummier than your accent.
Oh, how good is that? It's got a big whack of bitterness, lots of lovely roastiness, caramel. I bet there's like some DRC or some big whack of caramel or even crystal malt in there. Loads of caramel character.
I don't know why. I thought it was
soft
going to be
plum.
sweet.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
mean,
sweet.
It smells incredibly sweet.
It's got the bitterness.
I
of
think
the
they
porter.
probably used like some plum essence as well
Yeah,
as some
yeah,
plum
yeah.
syrup.
That's
in
real
that.
tasty.
'Cause big aroma, but actually quite a well-balanced beer.
Yeah.
And the bitterness is sticking around.
That's fantastic.
It's a proper porter.
Johnny, do you want me to read out some of the different
Oh,
varieties?
yeah. See, Fortnum & Mason, love what you do. Thanks for the award last year.
Oh, God, it's upside down as well.
Please, could you put the descriptions for the mince pies somewhere where you can read it? Because otherwise there could be 28 mince pies on the floor.
Right, Johnny, we've got a traditional mince pie,
Okay,
an
we've had those.
almond top mince pie, a chocolate and pistachio mince pie, hazelnut and caramel mince pie,
Oh my God.
orange and dark chocolate mince pie, and a nut medley mince pie.
Wait, there was an orange and chocolate mince pie?
Yeah, we should have had that.
with the
We should have had that. It's not too late, Johnny. We can have a
Should've
little
had it with
swig
the
out of the
IPA.
can.
No, I poured all the can away. That's an empty can of spruce tip IPA.
There's a tiny amount. We could have a little sippy each.
Okay, I think whichever one's got the most mince in it.
Or what? These look quite mincy. The nut medley one.
The nut medley. Should we go for a nut medley? We'll add
Yeah.
some nuttiness
Let's
to
have a
our-
nut medley.
Our plum pudding.
Love it. Cheers, buddy. I don't think there's much more Christmassy than like you have some nuts and cheese, don't you, around the fire? Maybe some grapes.
Do you actually do that?
No.
No, I didn't think you did.
I'm not a squirrel, mate. I was talking about a squirrel Christmas, obviously.
Right, when squirrels have Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, they're nuts around a burning bin fire in a garden to warm themselves up.
Anyway. Oh, wait, what are we cheersing? Both.
Both. Hang on, one of these. Oh, you've changed as well. This is confusing.
There we go.
Cheers. Got there in the end.
That's good work. Knocks out the bitterness, adds to the fruitiness. Nice nuttiness, adds depth. It's the whole package.
It's a symphony of Christmas, mate.
It's a whole Christmas sack right there.
It's built in, Christmas sack. The bitterness is still there, but it's pushed back a bit.
Yeah.
Sweetness has come in. The nutty sort of earthiness.
I'm getting loads of kind of marzipan, loads
Yeah.
of almond in that nut medley, but it works really nicely with the plum. I bet some plum puddings have nuts in.
They've got to, right? I reckon at least on the top, just like
Certainly
a
in a
little
squirrel
nut
household.
garnish.
Yeah. So while we digest that absolute triumph of a match, have you got a favourite video of the year?
That's an interesting one. Do you know what? I really, sometimes you don't have to go that far to sort of, or go to a place that you've known for a long time. I'm getting there, Johnny.
Are you know?
To discover something new, right? So like Adnams.
Right,
Adnams
okay.
video, I thought was great.
Found it.
Up in Norfolk, beautiful part of the world.
Do you know what? We also did a really nice job with that video.
Yeah, it looks great.
We had, I believe it was just over 3 hours of interviews
Oh yeah.
that we had to then condense down into, I think it was just over 35 minutes. We went to town on that video. It was the first big video of the year. I think we got very excited.
Yeah, pumped for the video,
And,
for sure.
we were still learning the equipment. We'd had the new equipment we had for about 4 months, and we worked on that hard, and it came together really nicely.
They're such great people, like beautiful individuals that just have a real. I love their sort of custodian vibe. Like
Yeah.
they know that they are looking after a heritage brand. Heritage, I'll pronounce that properly. A heritage brand, Johnny. That
You can't say heritage.
heritage.
It's not quite.
Heritage, mate.
Heritage,
That's
mate,
going to be around after they've,
Yeah.
gone. Hopefully, not
Yeah.
gone like that, but
Well, sounded like it.
they've retired or they've moved on or whatever, and they want to leave it in a better state than they found it, and that goes from the town that they're in, where they're very respectful, they're very light on the land, they've got the disguised
You
brewery.
wouldn't really know it's there unless you had a drone.
Yeah, they're like little. They look like little fishermen's kind of
Cottages, yeah, the
cottages,
canning line,
but
yeah.
it's amazing. And then they've got the largest green roof, whatever it is, distribution centre in the UK.
Do you know, I
All of
feel
that
the way
stuff,
that they
yeah.
feel about their beers, going to be around after they're gone.
Yeah.
I feel that way about us and YouTube.
Yeah, right.
I think when we're dead, YouTube will be a slightly better place because of videos like this.
One day, Johnny, we're going to be on Encarta 95. Think about that.
Wait, we're going back in time?
Like the future Encarta
Oh.
95.
Wikipedia. My favourite video,
Go on.
my favourite experience of making the video was definitely going to see the Reinheitsgebot.
Ah,
That whole, when we were
yes.
being driven through the countryside and this literally a place called Cold Mountain Castle, Kaltenberg Castle, looms out of the mist.
Yeah.
It was very John Harker going to Dracula, but was a magic experience.
Meeting royalty, Johnny.
Meeting former royalty, I guess.
Is he former royalty?
Well, yeah, well, I mean, they're not in power, they're just,
They're not deposed either, though, are they? They're just
they're
like.
very much deposed.
Well, yeah, but he's doing his thing. He's still got a castle, Johnny.
He's a man in a castle.
He's built himself a wooden amphitheatre
He has.
where he hosts jousting festivals.
If that doesn't make you royalty, I don't know what was.
I think that is
what does. I mean,
kind of glorious, over-the-top silliness that we need a little bit more in the world, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong. But in terms of the actual videos that we've released, it's got to be Budvar Part 1,
Part one.
followed by Part 2.
They're both
They're my
great.
favourites. Just every time I go to the Czech Republic, I'm just like, I think I was born in the wrong country.
It's definitely a spiritual home. We
Yeah.
just don't know how to speak the language.
Yeah,
But we speak
at
the
all.
language of beer, the beer
Yeah,
and the food.
we know the right words to get the beer and the food.
Yeah, the
And that's-
food's incredible. I think, maybe that's not kind of known enough. Like, they've made the perfect cuisine to go with the perfect
Yeah.
beer.
Well, do you know, it will be known when my book comes out in November next year because I talk extensively about
Cuisine.
how Czech beer influenced Czech food and indeed food all around the world, because lager spread all around the world.
Yeah.
Buy the book next year. We'll be plugging it hard in this video next year. Should we do beer number 3?
Go on then.
Because that one comes from one of my favourite videos of the year, which came out last week.
Hey.
So we're ramping up the ABVs because we're drinking St. Bernardus Christmas.
Yes.
I think one of the best Christmas beers, and certainly one of the most festive labels. I mean, all they've done is Photoshop a hat on him, but it
Yeah.
makes all the difference.
He is winking though.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's just got
No,
the little
he's
white
not
bits.
winking.
Yeah, okay.
He's not
He's
winking.
half winking.
I don't know whether every 1,000 bottles of St. Bernardus Christmas Ale has a winking monk.
That'd be great.
Also, can I just say, I've been saying that a lot on the Craft Beer channel recently, and it's one letter away from something exceptionally rude, and it's all I can think of every time I say winking.
A winking monk.
And now probably everybody watching will think that too.
Yeah.
So this is essentially St. Bernardus 12, which we talked about extensively in our video last week.
Yes.
The amazing St. Bernardus. If you haven't watched the video, watch the video. If you haven't been, go. I believe this is spiced, but they are very reticent about telling us what it's spiced with or if it's spiced at all. But I think...
What distinguishes it from 12 then?
Well, exactly.
Interesting.
I think it's got some spices in it,
feel
possibly
like
some
it's
orange
spicy.
peel, possibly some coriander. It might just be they've got the ingredients of the wit beer and put it into the Christmas. Let's put it into the
Not a
12
bad
to
idea.
make Christmas.
That's not a bad idea.
I mean, it smells bloody marvellous.
Yum.
It's hard to describe how much I love that beer. Feels a little bit drier than the 12 as well.
It does. Is
Dry,
that
boozy, sherry, spice, orange, caramel, plum. Maybe I'm just tasting that, didn't rinse the glass enough. But it's plummy.
what we're going to match it with, Johnny?
Well, I mean, again, the third time in a row, probably the traditional mince pie is best, but I reckon...
You haven't tried all of them yet, though. We've got
No.
chocolate orange.
Should we try chocolate orange? Because if
Yeah.
there is orange in it, it might work.
Yeah, I
It
reckon
might
so.
work. Let's give that one a go. Who puts icing on mince pies?
Fulton Mason, mate. They're
Right.
bloody
Well,
delicious.
yeah, I mean-
I tried some of these when I was in there.
I can imagine you rinsing the free samples, yeah. You love a freebie.
Oh, love a freebie.
Every time we're in the gift shop of a brewery, Brad's on the take.
Harsh but fair. Lagunitas was probably the most on the rinse ever.
Like a kid in a candy store.
I'll tell you what.
But it was Heineken money, so
Geisinger, actually, I got
one of the best gift shops.
I got
I mean-
underpants.
Did you?
Geisinger underpants. They're really comfy. I wear them regularly.
No.
Geisinger underpants. I got a Geisinger meter-long fold-out wooden ruler. I think that was it. What did you get? Did you get a hoodie? You got a
I
hoodie?
got a t-shirt and some socks, which I'm not wearing today. Usually for this shoot, genuinely, every single year I've done the shoot, I've worn my one Gordon sock. I've got a Gordon sock. This year, I've never seen these socks in my drawer before in my life. But look,
Hey!
actual Santa socks.
Where'd they come from?
I don't know. I don't know whose socks these are.
Santa put them in there.
Do you reckon?
You've been a good boy.
He was like, I know you're going to do your Christmas shoot today, so I'll just slip these in your drawer.
Could have been your wife, to be fair, but I think you've been good.
She said she didn't know whose they were either.
Mate,
It's a
what?
real mystery in my household.
I've got similar on, but mine are
Bernardus?
mine are like biscuits, but similarly themed.
Christmas biscuits.
Yeah, he doesn't love a Christmas box of biscuits.
Pfeffernusse.
You know, you get the metal boxes. You used
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
back
yeah.
in the day, you know.
Yeah.
And everyone goes for like the ball, but what would you go for actually? Chocolate
I mean,
digestive.
but
I'd go
bourbon,
for,
I
probably.
love. Anything that's entirely
Are we
encased
calling
in
it a
chocolate,
bourbon
I'm
or
interested.
bourbon?
Do you know? I don't know. Maybe
it's a-
bourbon's the whiskey and
I
bourbon's
think it's a
the biscuit.
bourbon biscuit, but I don't know how to say bourbon. Do you know what, Joni? I thought that was a really nice match.
It was okay. It was a little bit too sweet.
Teeth, and I've got
think
a sweet teeth, mate.
No, but no, not from my palate. I just mean I think it dominated
Yeah.
the beer, which is
All
not,
right.
not easy to do.
Well, what else could we try it with?
It turns out I'm a mince pie purist. I didn't know that about myself, but I am. Thus far.
It took a very large, premium box of mince, very small
Reduced.
mince pies, reduced.
Reduced premium mince
£8
pies.
with a discount because I'd eaten in there, Johnny.
All right, it's not a Fortnum and Mason advert. Not after that mince pie. No, so absolutely stunning beer. I think, you know, we got a message from some Bernardus when we showed them the video, and they said they were speechless. They loved it, and in particular, they picked out the fact that weed highlighted the tension between the old and new, which they very much go for, and that's what some Bernardus is about. Really traditional beer, really modern outlook, and it's just the most magical place. It's Christmas every day at St. Bernardus.
It is Christmas day.
I tell you.
But, you know, not on that rooftop. On that rooftop in the summertime.
Summer every day.
It's like Ibiza.
Without the music.
It's Ibiza, mate. I've never been to Ibiza, but it's,
No,
I reckon it's an absolute...
No, nor I. Never been to
absolute
Ibiza.
hootenanny, Johnny.
Yeah, I can imagine. Right, so we're on to our final beer. This beer has mythical status. People collect this beer. They age it out. They do blind taste tests, verticals of it to see how it's changed.
So it's an all-vow of the Christmas beer world.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, kind of. We have a video about this brewery, the Dolle. They're one of the best Belgian breweries in the world. Make one of my favourite beers, our beer, and this beer is very, very special indeed. But I have a question for you, right?
Go on.
I don't think there's any spices in this. There's no real Christmassy element to this other than, you know, you can age it. It's brewed for Christmas, and it's exceptionally strong. Is it 12? Yeah, 12%. Right. We talked about Die Hard earlier.
Yeah.
Some people claim that Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, right? I want you to tell me what makes a Christmas movie, and then apply that. What makes a Christmas beer a Christmas beer?
Okay.
Go.
So, I think Die Hard is a great Christmas movie because it embodies all of the sort of the things that we want at Christmas time. Good triumphing over evil. The sort of the tale of an individual who you can, you know, an everyman character who succeeds against all odds, Johnny.
Bruce Willis, yeah.
Bruce Willis.
I mean, also, when everybody says that it's not a Christmas movie, it's about a Christmas party.
It's literally set at Christmas time.
I think that's an automatic, well, it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But it's trickier when it comes to beer because the history of Christmas beer, particularly in Belgium, is that it was Scotch ale that they just put the word Christmas on.
Oh.
I've talked about this in A Year in Beer.
Yeah.
So there were no spices in it originally. It was just beer that was released for Christmas. Now, if somebody just released a film at Christmas, it's not a Christmas film.
Is it not?
So this, which is just brewed and released at Christmas, is it Christmas?
So, but could you say Christmas time is a year when we can all jointly celebrate, get together, have a great time, right? And what better way to do that than have a great beer? So it doesn't matter that it's not spicy or whatever. It's just the Dolle are going, this is a great beer. We're going to save it for one time of the year when we know everyone wants to have a good time. And it's 12%. 12%?
12%.
Insanity.
Yeah, I really don't know. I love this beer. This is actually a little bit underconditioned. This is lacking a bit of carbonation, which is a surprise, because anybody that's ever opened, and probably saw me opening this, anyone that's ever opened a Dolle beer usually is waiting for, yeah. So Stille Nacht, I think, is brilliant, but it's not really a Christmas beer. It's a Christmas beer by the weight of history, you know? It's been released at Christmas enough that people now call it a Christmas beer. And obviously it has a snowman, converts his yeast man into a snowman. But that's about it, really. Whereas, you know, I mean, this has Christmas trees in it, and this has spices and a monk in a hat. You know, so it's kind of obvious. This one, you know, I don't think it's any more Christmassy than our beer, but I drink it every Christmas as well.
It's fantastic. Thank you for bringing it to the beer table.
Yeah, well, it was on sale at Beer Merchants.
Shout out Beer Merchants.
Yeah, shout out to Beer Merchants, who
Great tree.
hosted us kindly today and done a great tree.
Great tree.
A great tree.
Better than my tree.
What are your hopes for the craft beer channel next year to round off this video?
I really hope, Johnny, that we have world peace.
Okay.
I hope that we can travel more. We can get out there into the world, go exploring more. You've been sort of doing some lone quests this year with your book.
I have. I've gone
which
solo.
I've been a little bit
Gone rogue.
jealous. Just the wrong word. I've been excited for you.
Wanted to come to Budweiser?
But I would have, maybe not Budweiser, but you know, Arctic Circle. We love Arctic Circle on Craft Beer Channel. So another bit of the Arctic Circle would have been spectacular.
Well, there is going to be a video for Craft Beer Channel, just not
Yeah.
not with you in it.
Did you know, little fact about Svalbard, Johnny? I don't know if
I
this
know
is
all
gonna...
the facts about Svalbard.
All right, it's illegal to die in Svalbard.
Yeah.
You know that, actually,
Yeah.
being there. But I knew that because I Googled it and read extensively about Svalbard when I couldn't go.
Well, I read extensively about it on the way.
Yeah, go on.
As people were learning the book. I mean,
Nice.
it's a fascinating place. And there's a great video coming January, February next year. I'm very excited about that. We also have loads more videos from our 10th birthday. We've still got to release our Siren Siren collab brew video, our the Pohjala collab brew video. We've got our big in 2024 coming. Lots of exciting stuff. Hopefully, lots more travel. Obviously, this video again in 12 months.
What are you excited for, Johnny, with the channel? What do you hope we might accomplish this in 2024?
Do you know, I really want to go back to America this year.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think a lot will have changed. I think there's a lot of regions we haven't properly explored, such as Colorado.
Hell yeah.
Virginia as well, for making our video with the BA this year, learned that Virginia has some fantastic stuff going on. So I'd like to hit up the States again. I'd also like to go to some less explored regions of craft beer as
Dude,
well.
I'd love to go to Pohjala.
I was about to say the Baltic states have been high on my list for a long time. Poland's been high on my list for a long time. Obviously New Zealand and Australia, I don't think that'll happen next year, but it will happen eventually. You know, there's still a lot of
Year 20.
year 20, yeah, maybe. There's still a lot of road to run on the Craft Beer Channel, but neither of us should be driving for at least a couple of hours. Merry Christmas, all of you, and see you for our bigger 2024 in a couple of weeks.
Love and beer.
Beer.